The rain was falling in heavy, blinding sheets when the dog appeared out of nowhere, barking desperately on the side of the empty highway. Cars sped past without slowing, their drivers unaware that this small, muddy golden retriever was carrying the weight of a life or death mission on his trembling shoulders. It was nearly midnight. Most people were safe in their homes, warm and dry. But somewhere beyond the dark trees, hidden from sight, a man lay injured and helpless, his only hope a loyal dog who refused to give up on him. Earlier that evening, Daniel Harper had been driving home from a long day at work. He was tired, distracted, and eager to get back to his little house on the edge of town where his best friend, Max, would be waiting. Max wasn't just a pet. He was family. Daniel had adopted him years ago after finding him abandoned at a shelter. Since then, the two had been inseparable. That night, Daniel had decided to take Max along for the ride. The dog loved car trips, always sitting proudly in the passenger seat, ears flapping happily whenever the window was cracked open. The road was quiet, the sky was clear, everything seemed normal. Then, in a split second, everything changed. A deer darted across the highway. Daniel swerved instinctively. Tires screeched. The car skidded on wet pavement, spinning out of control before crashing violently into a ditch. The impact was brutal. When the world finally stopped moving, Daniel was slumped over the steering wheel, barely conscious. Pain shot through his body. His leg was trapped. His phone had flown out of reach. He tried to call for help, but his voice came out weak and shaky. No one could hear him. No one except Max. Max had been thrown to the floor during the crash but was otherwise unharmed. As soon as he regained his footing, he climbed onto Daniel's lap, whining and licking his face, trying to wake him up. "It's okay, buddy," Daniel whispered faintly, though nothing about the situation was okay at all. The car was badly damaged, hidden from the road by thick bushes and darkness. Even if another vehicle passed by, no one would see them. Hours could go by before anyone noticed they were missing. Daniel realized something terrifying. If help didn't come soon, he might not survive the night. He looked into Max's worried brown eyes and made a desperate decision. "Max," he whispered, struggling to breathe. "Go get help, boy. Go." At first, Max didn't understand. He refused to leave his owner's side. But Daniel repeated the command again and again, pouring every ounce of strength he had into those words. Finally, as if realizing what he had to do, Max jumped out through the broken window and disappeared into the darkness. The highway stretched long and empty. Rain soaked Max's fur as he ran as fast as his legs could carry him. He didn't know where to go. He only knew one thing: his human needed help. Car after car rushed past, ignoring the frantic dog barking on the roadside. Minutes turned into an hour. Max's paws ached. His body was exhausted, but he refused to stop. Then, at last, a pickup truck slowed down. Inside was a young woman named Sarah Mitchell, on her way home from visiting her parents. She noticed the dog immediately. "Why is he out here all alone?" she wondered aloud. Max ran directly in front of her truck, barking wildly, refusing to move. Concerned, Sarah pulled over. "It's okay, boy," she called gently as she stepped out. Max grabbed the hem of her jacket in his teeth and began tugging, trying to pull her toward the woods. "You want me to follow you?" Sarah asked, confused. Max barked urgently. Something in his eyes told her this wasn't just a lost dog. This was an emergency. Trusting her instincts, Sarah followed Max down a muddy path until her headlights revealed a horrifying sight: a crushed car in the ditch. "Oh my God," she gasped. She rushed to the vehicle and found Daniel barely conscious inside. "It's okay, I'm here now," she shouted, dialing 911 with shaking hands. Within minutes, sirens filled the air. Paramedics arrived, carefully freeing Daniel from the wreckage and rushing him to the hospital. All the while, Max stayed close, refusing to leave his owner's side. One of the firefighters knelt beside him and said softly, "You did good, buddy. You saved him." Daniel underwent surgery that night. The doctors said if he had been found even an hour later, he might not have made it. When he finally woke up in the hospital, the first thing he asked was, "Where's Max?" The nurse smiled and pointed to the corner of the room. There he was, curled up faithfully beside the bed, waiting. Tears filled Daniel's eyes. "That dog saved my life," he whispered. News of Max's heroic actions quickly spread. Sarah visited the hospital, and Daniel thanked her over and over for stopping that night. "I didn't save you," she said gently. "Max did." From that day forward, their bond became even stronger. Max wasn't just a loyal pet, he was a true hero. This story is more than just about a dog and his owner. It's about loyalty, love, and the incredible connection between humans and animals. Max didn't hesitate, he didn't give up, he fought through fear and exhaustion because the person he loved needed him. Sometimes, heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes, they have 4 legs, a wagging tail, and a heart full of unconditional love. And sometimes, they change our lives forever.